Election coverage you can count on tonight at the Erie County Courthouse. People waiting for hours to cast their mail-in votes. Our Marissa Thomas stopping by near the time the courthouse was closing its doors around 4:30. Marissa, what was the line like when you got there?
Good evening, Mike. The line was still very long, with people waiting for multiple hours to cast in their vote. I spoke to the Erie County election clerk tonight on the long waits happening today and what they're expecting tomorrow, as tomorrow's the last day to vote early in person, and they'll be staying open until 5 instead of 4:30. But as Karen Chillcott explains, people have other options to get their vote in as well. A long line for early voters and some people waiting for over 4 hours to get their vote in. Clerk of Elections Karen Chillcott says this number of early voters was unexpected. Chillcott says there's still one more day to vote early, but voting on the day of the election might save you this line.
Some of the options, instead of standing in line all day tomorrow, if you're available to vote at the polls on election day, you still have the opportunity to vote at the polls. We do have emergency voting starting on Wednesday up until the day before the election, so you still have that option.
The problem stems from the mail house election IQ with the duplicate ballot issue, and some people still haven't received their mail-in ballots. Chillcott says they're doing the best they can in the situation.
I think we're going above and beyond. We're taking every measure we can to segregate any ballots that might have been affected by the duplicative process, and we're reviewing those manually. We've programmed our sorters to segregate those so that will make that easier for us. We're giving everybody the options that we have available to us to get those votes in, and we're looking at any other options beyond that. We are looking to the state for guidance on that.
Those who are still waiting for their mail-in ballot will be able to vote provisionally even after the in-person early voting deadline.
So at the polling site, if you haven't received your mail ballot, you can still go to the polls and vote provisionally. That vote is going to be reviewed. We're going to make sure that you haven't already sent in a mail ballot, but we take those provisional ballots very seriously. We always do in Erie County. We're going to open those just as we do every other ballot. We're going to verify those and make sure your vote counts.
And for the emergency ballot, you can receive that if you have a legitimate reason as to why you were unable to get to the polls at Election Day for an emergency. Those emergency ballots start on Wednesday and go until the day before the election. As always, you can find out more information on voting by going to our voter guide at erienewsnow.com. Live in the studio, I'm Marissa Thomas, Erie News Now.